The week of research continues. So this week, just going through, looking up a couple things on audiobook creation and just more or less the steps that have to go into it. I went in pretty certain about what the steps were, and yeah, lo and behold, kind of what I was looking at, everything more or less lines up as I expected. I certainly won't be doing my own audiobook. I won't be recording it myself by any means. Doing this alone, I feel, is very intimidating. I often feel my voice quality on here is quite subpar. So I'm not gonna at all ask anyone to spend $20, whatever the cost is, to buy an audiobook narrated by me. I have to have some contacts. One of them's a radio DJ who's agreed to do it. So we'll get to that bridge later in the summer, potentially the early fall, when we kind of cross that. It's important to remember that in this process, you are not doing this alone. It's almost near impossible to get this thing done by yourself. Writing a book, we tend to think of the author as a very reclusive, sort of solitary figure, but a lot goes into it, and it's not just the editor, it's not just maybe the person you hire to look over it. All of that's important. It is the critique partners that you might have. It is the beta readers that you might use. If you don't use any of them, it could be your spouse who helps, on the financial side of things, kind of helps, working their job to sort of help support you in your own way. It could be your close family member that's maybe reading your book to give you feedback. I don't recommend that. Your family will never give you honest feedback. On that, I am convinced. Mine, it would be kind of in the opposite direction. They would give me unearned criticism, rather than praise. But often in this process, you are not alone. It's our ego desires that we be alone. Our ego at the end of this wants us to be by ourselves. We want to say that we did it ourselves, we did it our own way, and all that. But you got help. You're going to have a lot of help along the way here, and you're going to need it. I'd be interested to see the number of authors, especially contemporary ones, that have never needed anyone to assist them in this process, that have never needed a beta reader or critique partner, never needed an editor at all, even before being acquired. Obviously, once you're, if an agent picks you up and you get a maybe publishing deal, they'll have their in-house editors, obviously. But even before that, I would be very surprised if there was an author that never needed anybody else to take a look at their work at all, or any assistance in any factor or any category of life. It'd be, I think it would be a rarity. I really do. There's too much in this process that requires other people. Too much of it. You're not an island. You're not an island in this. And why would you want to be? Like, if you can get help, why wouldn't you take it? Outside of just, again, some sort of egotistical thing of, I did it all on my own, I'm doing this to show up somebody else, so I'm going to do this all on my own. There's not really any reason why you would have to be on your own. You cannot take the feedback, you cannot take the advice, you cannot take the help, certainly. And at times that's smart to do. But to not need help, to not take the help, I don't see what the point with that would be. And see how far you get. See how far you get alone. It will probably never be as far as you can with a team, someone behind you. Teams are not the best thing in a lot of situations. A lot of it is, the camel, the camel's a horse built by a committee. That definitely applies in a lot of scenarios. But in this process, you need a team. And a team often is what will get you a lot further than on your own.